Hi, David. Good to see you again.
Sure.
I am Mary Huls, and I am running for Texas House. I'm in the Clear Lake area, Johnson Space Center area in southeast Harris County. Now, the reason I wanted to come here today is I want to tell you a story. During the summer, I go to Falfurrias on mission trips with my church. And this past summer, I had the opportunity to speak with some landowners down there, and I heard their stories about what's really going on with the illegals coming across, with what's happening to their property. And it's a story that we're really not getting on the news. And so I started doing a lot more research. I came across Texas Border Volunteers. So I spent the weekend, last weekend, down there, and I did a post, a watch with TBV. Sorry, I think my lips are cold. Anyway, so that time gave me a lot of opportunity to find out and to see for myself. See, I think a lot of these politicians in this building, I don't think they go. Or they go and they have a photo op and then they leave.
Here.
They may ask them questions, but they don't go out and watch. You know, they don't go through the training, they don't sit out there and watch and see for themselves. And so as a candidate, I felt like I have no right to ask you for my support if I'm not willing to go find out for myself what's going on. So that's what I did. I learned a lot. One of the big things I learned that surprised me is that 60% or more of those crossing our borders and into Texas are OTMs, other than Mexicans. This is not Julio coming over to pick vegetables and fruit because the Americans don't want to. This isn't someone that's coming because they want a better future for their children. These are mostly Chinese. They're mostly Muslim descent. They're mostly Middle East, and they're up to no good. They're here for human trafficking, for child porn, for everything that you can think of. But they are not here to pick vegetables and fruit.
There you go.
They're not here to cut your lawn. And we've got a really serious problem. So my goal, one of my goals in my campaign is to make sure that Texans understand really what's going on. We don't hear it in the media. You know, we hear the human toll of the illegals coming, but we don't hear the toll on our citizens. And it's not just ranchers. Falfurrias has lost about 75% of their population in the last 10, 15 years. They're one, that's in Brooks County, and that's where a border checkpoint is, and that's why it's so important there. They do not get assistance at all because they are not a border county. They're one county in. They don't get any help. Although there's a border checkpoint, that drives all the illegals to get out of their cars, out of the trucks, and run through this private property. And so Falfurrias and Brooks County has to deal with it. They have to deal with over 129 corpses last year. They had to pay for that expense. There's over 100 this year already. They have one sheriff and 4 deputies for the whole county. I have more than that in my neighborhood. I know I do, in southeast Harris County. So again, the goal is we have to make sure that the Texas legislature has folks in there that know what's going on, that are willing to take a stand, willing to tell you the truth about what's going on and to make a difference. We should not be spending millions of dollars on Formula One or on the arts or any of these other capital cronyism, corporate welfare types of endeavors. We should be sending money to DPS and down to Brooks County and all of these other counties that are one county in and 2 counties in that's having to deal with that. Houston, where I'm from, has one of the highest rates of human trafficking and sex trade in the country. But it's certainly one of the biggest, it's where the folks are going. It's the #1 destination. Now they may disperse from there, but they're headed to Houston. So it is important for my district. It's important for everyone in Texas. And I think it's important that we get the true word out, we get the truth out, and that we take a stand and we make, the feds aren't going to do it. They don't want to do it. They don't want to close our borders. Texas has to do it. They can do it. We know they can, and we have to make sure that they do. Again, my name's Mary Huls. I have some cards if you'd like them. It's just like Craig said. I mean, we're running in our districts, but our votes, the votes from that district affects every one of you. Every one of you. And so, if you're in my district, please vote for me. If you're not, take a card. I bet you know somebody there. Send me $25. It costs a lot to run a campaign, but anything you can do to support it, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am.
Is that going to be your